SoundOff, Louisiana's premier television sports talk show, welcomes you to the round table of sports debate with the three wise guys. SoundOff begins now.
That's our cue, gentlemen. This is SoundOff from the Sportsbook at LaBerge. We are kicking off. This is show number 2 of our historic 30th year of doing this crazy show.
30 years.
Crazy show of fighting and bickering and pointing fingers and the whole bit. That would be Kevin Guidry, Scooter Hobbs, Rick
for
Serrell.
30 years, though.
If you don't know who we are by now, I don't know what you're doing in TV landscape land.
You must live in the
around
cave.
Southwest Louisiana. I don't know. We've been doing this for 30 years. But
30 years.
We are glad that we're staking our claim. We're the longest running television sports
I'm
show
gonna have to-
in Louisiana.
I'm going to
Here
have
it
to
is.
call some friends of mine around
Do
the
that.
state.
I'm
with you.
Check
Do
that out.
Call anybody you want to
I'm
know in
with
New
you.
Orleans. We're going to beat them all. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for spending some time with us. All right, look, a lot to cover. LSU
Yes.
and McNeese grinding away in summer camps. We're going to get on LSU's offense. Tuesday, we got into more so of their defensive problems. We're going to talk offense, and we'll talk offense for the McNeese Cowboys as well. The Saints, they got an opener, a preseason opener. I know what we all think about preseason openers, but they go to Arizona. We'll get into a little bit of that. Hey, and can Dak Prescott, where's our Cowboy helmet? It's not here.
I don't know.
Can he reset the quarterback salary scale? The numbers are astronomical that they're talking about.
They are.
All right, we're going to talk more about Landon Victorian, going to be an Oklahoma Sooner and the role of Todd Butler and that whole thing. All right, let's get going with LSU football. Like I said, earlier in the week it was defense. Let's shift to offense. Garrett Nussmeier. I got a lot of faith in him, and I don't overread this, but I got reports out of Baton Rouge back-to-back days with 3 picks, throws into coverage, throws into tight windows. I know it's practice. He has, and it's an overused cliche, a little bit of that gunslinger stuff.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Any concern? It's early.
You just got to be, you got to know your receivers and what position and what point they're going to get to.
You need a little bit of that. That's what they made Jayden Daniels do more last year than he did his previous year, was to take some chances. You want that. And face it,
you don't want to throw into triple coverage. You never want to throw into triple coverage.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Look.
But their defense, maybe it's got to be better. But it's not going to be good enough where they can just play ball control and turn it over to their defense.
No, they're not going to be.
And they say don't give them easy touches.
Look,
They're gonna have to take some chances.
I disagree with what you say. Sometimes don't throw in the coverage. Yes, you can. It's who you're throwing to.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Joe Burrow threw into coverage a lot.
Yeah.
Who was he throwing to?
Well, triple coverage is a little too much to ask, but I got you. The 50-50 ball.
But
The 50-50
going back,
ball.
Yes, you can.
You can almost make that same analogy. Burrow took a lot more chances his second year as a
But he knew who he was throwing to,
than
Scooter.
he did. We got that.
He knew who he was throwing to.
Look, Nussmeier, he's a smart guy. His dad's a former NFL coach.
No,
former
there's no
coach.
doubt about that, Rick. No.
He's a coach's kid. He's a player's kid. He's gonna make adjustments.
What I
He'll be
think the
okay.
LSU offensive team coordinators have to do, you've got to design your game plan. Jayden Daniels gone. You got to design around what he does best.
And they will.
What Nussmeier does best.
Joe
That's what you
Sloan.
do. That's what you do.
I think Joe Sloan. he's a pretty
I
smart
think
guy.
Joe Sloan. Joe Sloan
That's
will
what
be
you do.
fine, I think.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's
But
what you do. You can't.
look, you got a quarterback who rushed for over 1,000 yards.
I know.
Generation.
I know.
Led the team
Dude,
by a bunch.
you're not going to get that.
Okay, that's gone.
That's gone. You're right, it's gone. Steve.
And I would feel better about them being able to replace that yardage elsewhere now than I did, let's say, going into the spring. I think some running backs are there, but it's still mostly
Well, the return of
potential.
John Emery.
John Emery, that's good,
Yeah.
and Josh Williams.
Yeah.
We have to
good,
have
and,
that third down
Who was
back.
the
We
freshman
got
Well,
last year?
I don't know, man.
gotta have that
You
third
guys
down
are
back,
couponing
man.
me, but I still think Caleb Jackson is my all-star.
Yeah.
I
He's
like-
got a
No,
chance.
I like the kid too. Rick.
He's got a
But-
chance. He's
but
got
he's
a
got to
chance.
be a third down back. That's what
I don't know.
Clyde set the third down back for everybody that ever went to LSU.
I know. You're
He
right.
was the guy. He was the guy for third
And
down.
I'll never live down. I spent that
know.
whole
I
summer
know.
of
I
2019
know.
saying LSU did not have a running back.
Yeah, I know.
What did I say?
You said it, Rick.
And
Rick,
you
said
did.
it.
I got it.
I don't know what y'all missed with him. All right.
I didn't miss it now.
You said it earlier. The LSU and the receivers, Kyron Lacey,
Yeah.
Chris Hilton, all right.
They're there.
C.J. Daniels, the senior
We'll
from
see
Liberty,
it.
is opening some eyes. And here, now I'm hearing, have not been to practice, but here's what the reports I'm getting. This 6'4" guy, Shelton Sampson, freshman.
Yeah.
And then this little Mike guy from Houston, Jalali, what's his name here? Help me out. Watkins?
Runs the 40 and the 9.
He reminds you of he reminds you of a Holiday.
Flash.
What's the little kid? Holiday. He reminds me of a
I
Holiday.
forgot about Trent.
Holiday.
These receivers
reminds me of.
are.
They are, Rick. They are. Rick, they just got to design that offense, Rick, to work for what they've got there at LSU. That's all. Throw that book away from last year. Throw the book away. Throw it away. Start brand new.
I mean, LSU is always going to have wide receivers. Just next.
Look
at the NFL. It's littered with them. And you know the thing is,
it ain't Brian Thomas and it ain't Malik Neighbors.
No,
all right,
but I mean,
I got it.
Okay,
those guys
but you
have to
would
grow
have
into those
said
roles too now.
You would have said the same thing with
I know.
them when they were,
And
you
you're
know,
right. I know.
when they
You're
were
right.
behind the Jefferson kid. And
They had to grow into that role also.
You're right about that. I like Caleb Jackson running it. Tight end. I'm a big tight end guy. Brian Kelly loves tight ends. Mason Taylor, this could be his breakout year.
I disagree.
Nussmeier could really fall on.
I disagree. Because I thought he was really good last year.
Well, I'm talking
They
breakout.
may throw more to
That's
him
what
this
I'm talking
year.
about.
But he's
I gotcha.
I mean, he doesn't have to prove anything.
Oh, no.
He doesn't need a breakout year.
No. I just what I mean by breakout, I'd like to see him get about 40 catches.
They want to feature him. You want to see LSU feature him in some games. And depends on what type of defense LSU goes up against. He probably will be the feature guy, Rick. I mean, believe it or not, because he's that good.
They got to go downfield more.
We got about
but he
25
can get minimum
seconds.
yards.
We got about 25 seconds, but we can't. It could have been the best offensive line in the country last year and win the Joe Moore Award. I mean,
they were good.
They got four or five starters coming back.
They got
four
and a
starters
freshman
coming back,
Okay.
and probably the best tackle duo in the country.
Holy, that's
All right,
huge,
I'm going to hold you to
guys.
that, Scooter. I'm going to hold you to that now,
That
okay?
is huge. This
hold you
offensive
to
line
that.
is great. We're going to talk more about that as camp goes on. Hey, your next lunch or dinner plans have to end up at the Max Bar and Grill at the National in Westlake. Let them wow you with some steaks and burgers and seafood pasta dishes and a specialty sandwich or two. Great family dining, or just wind down at the bar or patio overlooking the 18th green. They're open 7 days a week. Brunches on weekends at the Max.
Where'd you come from?
France. I'm in France.
Great taste, less filling. Miller Lite.
What are you doing with the Johnson sofa?
They had a pipe break. Water leaked all over.
Really?
I'm a roto-rooter plumber.
Really?
We do water cleanup too.
Really?
Yeah.
Call Roto-Rooter for plumbing and water cleanup.
Locally owned Roto-Rooter of Southwest Louisiana does it all. Plumbing, drain cleaning, and water cleaning.
Now's the perfect time to enjoy your amazing backyard. Unless you have a mosquito problem, contact the experts at J&J Exterminating and take advantage of $50 off initial service. Make this summer the best ever with J&J Exterminating.
J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
There's nothing chill about a hot, sweaty line. Unless you add Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
We're back, raring to go. SoundOff presented to you by J&J Exterminating, locally owned and operated. Tim Broussard and his gang, they're the experts in termite control and exterminating. Also locally owned and operated, Roto-Rooter of Southwest Louisiana. Therese and John Barker. Give their crew a call. They've got expert plumbers and they do water restoration and cleanup as well. Give them a call. That's Roto-Rooter. Next week on SoundOff, in-depth conversation with McNeese football head
Looking
coach.
forward
That would
to
be
that.
Gary Goff. Will be sitting in the fourth chair.
Yes.
We're going to cover it all next week, Cowboy football. Don't forget, you can catch our 30 years running of SoundOff at your leisure on YouTube. You just go to cbslakeCharles.tv. You punch up YouTube. You watch the show on your phone, and bam,
I have a question, Mr.
Michelle,
Carroll.
do it for you.
Yeah, I have a question. Should we put Coach Goff on the spot next week by saying, how many wins, Coach, will keep your job?
We'll leave that to you.
Holy shit.
Go ahead, Kevin.
I'm rearranging I'm not even paying attention
Go for
to
it.
you.
Go for that.
Should we do it,
Rearranging
Rick?
our helmets.
Should we do it, Rick? Should we do it? Coach, what's the magic number?
Well, I think it's
What's
an
the magic
excellent
number?
idea. Since it was your idea, you do it.
Yeah.
If not, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to know the magic number. I want the magic
New
number.
senior quarterback Clifton McDowell, 6'4",
Big guy.
230
Big.
pounds. He was on the show
Big.
back in June. Dual threat,
Impressive
great
kid.
arm, great
Yes.
head, very mature young man. Veteran experience, came in from Montana, took those Mountain Boys all the way to the national
He did.
championship game last year. Lost the game,
did.
I get it. There is no doubt he is the real deal.
There
he
is none.
is the quarterback that they have been looking for, even if it's for 1 year.
To run this
the
offense,
immediate
Rick.
impact
Well,
for the
this is
last.
what-
I don't know.
okay.
He might be the best looking quarterback, and he hasn't played the game yet.
He looks good,
Going
man.
back
Seriously.
to where
He
am I
looks
going
good.
back to?
If that
C.J. Stroud,
Yeah, he looks good.
Derek
man. He
Farrow.
does.
I'm
Okay.
serious, guys.
And I agree with everything you said. But
It's
the
been
most
that long.
important, and we talked about it Tuesday's show.
Yeah.
Most important thing with all this influx of new people, not just quarterback, all of them, the most important, they got to build a team.
Yeah.
They've got to come up with, they've got to get a culture and team chemistry.
I agree with Scooter.
The quarterback
agree.
is key in that.
I agree.
It's got to start with him.
That's the problem they've had.
And
Rick.
there's so, normally in this situation, a quarterback comes in, he's got to pay a few dues, kind of like Burrow did when he came in there.
compete.
Got to, same thing with Jay now. But he's got to come in and kind of lay low, what have you. But McNeese has so many newcomers. They're all in the same boat.
That's right.
He's got to take the bull
He's got
from
to.
the beginning.
And McDowell sat here in the fourth chair
Yeah.
when he came on the show, and I think if you're on the same wavelength
He
I
said
am,
it. He said it.
he's doing that.
He said
Yeah.
it.
Plus the fact that he's been with a lot of programs.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's transferred a lot. We know
good.
that. And he's 23
For
years
sure.
old. He's been around the block.
The most impressive thing he said, Rick, and you probably heard him when he said, you know what? I have to take these guys out to eat
Yeah.
so we can visit, and eat
Sure.
through fate. I'm feeding these
And-
guys what they want.
And guys, I've talked to 10, 12, 14 players already, and to a man, even some of the returners are saying, yes, we know that.
Okay, well,
we
and
are
that-
building.
and-
We're spending time together. We're bonding.
And
We're
that's
learning about each
important.
other.
But talk's cheap in that.
I got
What
you.
do you think? He'll say, "Oh, I don't like any of these."
Oh,
new
I know
guys."
that, but you got to buy into it. You
Yeah,
got to
let
buy
me tell
into
you-
it.
they better be able to play.
let me
Go to
tell
a
you-
practice and watch them.
Yeah.
But let me
you
tell
know,
you what's key.
I mean, when they're on there jawing and clapping and high-fiving, that shows you
the
something.
most impressive thing to what these guys can do is going to be their off-the-field relationship.
Yep.
It's not on the field
Okay.
right now. It's off the field. How do you perceive me as a player, man? Because
Yeah.
that's how you're going to respect me.
Yeah. All right, look, like LSU, their strength and from a position group is that offensive line. They got everybody back.
They do.
And they're 2 and 3 deep. Now, the second and third guys are younger, obviously, but they're bigger and they're stronger, and they weren't that bad last year. They had some
They just
they
couldn't
had
get it
some
together,
sack
Rick.
issues.
Just couldn't get it together, man.
But some of that's on them and
just
some of
couldn't
it's
get it
on the
together.
quarterback. I mean, experience,
Couldn't
as
get it
you
together.
know, I mean, it's everything in the offensive line.
Yeah.
All that
It is.
intricate
It's
movement.
that trust, man. Your quarterback, those guys got to keep your quarterback upright. They have to.
And this guy can move. He can buy him that extra second and a half. I'm
Yeah.
talking about Clifton McDowell.
Yeah.
And
I
look,
agree with you, Rick.
He didn't. He
I agree
wasn't.
with you.
He was in the scrimmage on Saturday. He wasn't. He didn't blow your skirt up.
No.
There's some drops. Goff liked some of the things. He didn't like other.
Yeah.
He didn't like the penalties and the misalignments and the drop passes. But just the confidence, just the slowness of how
You have to
McDowell
have that.
played was impressive.
You
all
have
right.
to have that. I
In
agree.
that scrimmage, guys, this is my first, and I watched him on tape at Miami.
Yeah.
Javonte
I've seen him
Citizen,
play.
he's known as TC now.
Yeah. Tony Citizen, that's Tony Citizen Jr.
Man, you go to Miami
Yeah.
as a top 5 running back in the
look.
country, you got skills.
Rick,
You got skills. And he has
if
skills.
Coach Goff and them put the right offensive scheme together, it can be like day and night. I'm telling
He
you.
can catch the ball.
It can be like day and night, man, for McNeese. I'm telling you. Put the right scheme together. That's it.
I'm going to wait for this statement. It might come in a couple of weeks. I was
No,
about
no,
to
no,
let
no,
it
no,
go.
say
No,
it now.
I don't want to say
Oh,
it. I don't
come
want
on
to.
now.
Look,
You
everybody
can't
knows.
put us
Citizen.
out there on a limb
I'm
like
just going
that.
to tease. Tony Citizen coming in from Lake Charles College Prep, remember?
Yeah.
He didn't have a whole lot of yards in his senior year. I think he played an abbreviated year. All right, and then the ACL, LCL,
Yeah.
it was both.
Both.
When he blew it out at Miami. year and a half. So he's got a chip.
He hadn't played
He's
football.
got a chip.
He hadn't played football in a while.
You know, and he wants to play. All right, look. Like LSU, they've got a lot of receivers. I don't know who's going to come to the fore. They got a lot though. Now at LSU, you know who the stars are. I think I'm still waiting to see who the stars are.
No, we got
There's a lot of bodies out there.
Well, you can't. I mean, they got 22 DBs. How many wide receivers?
18.
17.
A lot of young guys.
They have 18 really good receivers.
I think they've got.
No,
6.
no,
I think
Scooter,
McNeese
no.
will go 6 deep. Curtis DeVille.
Yeah.
I still think Curtis DeVille will be a go-to guy.
Yeah.
I think that your Michael Carter will be a go-to guy, and then you got a Jahad Marks, and then you've got a Jonathan Harris. You've got. I'm looking for a number 1 and a number 2.
You've got guys that I think the quarterback will throw to all. But let me tell you something, guys. The quarterback knows exactly who he wants to go to by the confidence that these guys show in practice. That's the way it is.
Okay.
That's the way it is.
Yeah, and
we don't know the names, but he does. He does.
He does. And you know who he knows? I just found out, talking to McDowell, is his roommate, number 21, the tight end transfer from Coastal Carolina. This guy's caught about 3 or 4 touchdowns already in practice early on. This guy might be their go-to guy.
So what do you think? Okay, Rick, there it is
number 21, Logan Malden. Watch this guy.
The quarterback will always know, Rick. He will always know.
I like tight ends. We're up against the break. More sound off from the Sportsbook Outlet Bay coming back.
Hey, mister, are you a Roto-Rooter plumber?
Guilty.
Did you fix what flooded my house?
Sure did.
Toilet overflow?
Nope.
Pipe break?
Getting warmer.
Busted water heater?
Nailed it.
How long can you hold your breath? Is that your real hair? What's the birds and the bees? Do you know where my grandma is?
You know, I don't know.
What's next?
Wrapping up the water cleanup.
You do that too?
We do both.
Fair enough.
Call Roto-Rooter for plumbing and water cleanup. Yeah, we do both.
Locally owned Roto-Rooter of Southwest Louisiana does it all: plumbing, drain cleaning, and water cleanup.
What's bugging you?
Is it ants? They're crazy, tiny, irritating pests outside trying to get in. At J&J, we offer weapons to locate, eliminate, and prevent their entering your home or business. Let us take care of what's bugging you. Contact us today for a free inspection.
Where'd you come from?
France. I'm France.
Great taste, less filling. Miller Lite.
Round 3 of Sound Off. Guidry, Cerro, and Hobbs.
Always.
We're having a lot of fun here at the Sportsbook. All right, it seems like we're waiting for this for 2 years. Texas and Oklahoma.
It's here now, buddy.
In the SEC.
It's here. They're here.
It's here. It's real.
You know,
Longhorns.
before we go any further, I don't like it. I thought the SEC was already bulging with 14 teams. Nothing against Texas and OU. 16, that's not a conference. That's the infantry.
The cavalry.
Come on, Scooter. Come
We
on
don't have
now,
enough time,
Scooter.
but save that for the ensuing weeks. We're going to get
Come
into
on,
the lack
Scooter.
of divisions in the conference now.
Yeah, it is.
No more
It is.
divisions.
No.
It's top
No.
16. And I'll throw this out. Why is Chris Grant in the Southland wanting to go to divisions when the SEC's getting away from divisions?
I like
Why can't the
divisions.
Southland?
I
kind
like
of like divisions
divisions.
too.
I like
But
divisions.
it's top
I did.
16.
The only
Okay.
thing
I like
with
Later on, we'll get into
I
it,
like them,
man.
though, but I
Hang
got
on
you.
to those
My
thoughts. Hang
teacher.
on. All right, so
East,
back to
West,
Texas and
yeah.
Oklahoma. They're in the league. Texas is preseason number 2. Oklahoma's down the pack, so to speak. They got it looking for a new quarterback, that whole thing. Look, there is some belief out there that Texas was going to come in and rule the house. And Nick Saban, I love this guy.
No.
He's going to be great on TV. He said,
don't know
that
about
ain't
all
going to
that.
happen. You know why? Because there's arrogant people all across the Southeastern Conference.
And
Forget
you know,
about Texas
the-
running our house.
the accusations
Go Nick
against
Saban.
Texas from the Big 12 days certainly wasn't so much on the field.
Right.
It was
boardrooms.
It was this sense of entitlement that the
Yeah.
Longhorns always seem
Exactly,
to have.
Scooter. Money.
And
Money.
Saban's absolutely right. That won't happen in the SEC. And I know Alabama has pretty much ruled
They have.
the most consistently on the field,
field.
for years and years. But go back to the 90s, and that was kind of Florida. And Steve Spurrier doing that.
No, you're right, Scooter.
Florida never ruled
Right.
the
Right.
SEC.
You're right.
Right.
You know, all back then it was just 12
Yeah.
teams had their say.
No,
I
I
am not worried. The Longhorn Network is gone.
Yeah,
that was the biggest. That's the
It's
biggest
done.
point of contention the old Big 12 had with Texas.
But what they're going to have to learn, Rick, Oklahoma and Texas, don't come in here making a lot of noise. You know,
they're going to make noise.
Oh yeah, but I'm saying don't.
Texas is really good.
Stay in your place. Stay in your lane.
Stay in
now.
your lane, bro.
Stay in your lane.
Texas,
Stay in because you will get embarrassed. You will.
On paper, Texas does come in into the league in a good spot.
They do.
It's on paper as good a team as Texas has had probably since Vince
But
Young.
Scooter, on Saturday nights, you can throw it out the window. You can throw it away.
Well, we'll see.
Okay? You can throw it away.
Speaking of the SEC, we have a local kid that made a name for himself at Barb Baseball. Landon Victoria is going to be pump the brakes. He won't be pitching in the SEC for the LSU Tigers. He's now in Oklahoma City.
He's in Oklahoma City.
I had a long conversation with Todd Butler earlier in the week, and I asked him point blank, did it give you pause how Victorian ended his high school career at Barb,
which was
getting
being
expelled,
expelled from school.
And he said, look, I spent a lot of time, the word now is vetting, looking into the context of what happened. And Butler said, look, I saw him at Barb, I vetted him, I scouted him, I recruited him, and I signed him.
Yeah.
We brought him in, we flew him in to Norman, gave him the tour, and he signed on the second day he was there.
Well,
so I'm proud of how Victorian, and he's going to be a stud in the SEC.
Yeah, sure he is. Talent-wise, all the players come out of Barb, he's as good as any of them.
He's one of the best.
And,
no doubt.
You know, it's up to him to make this is
It
a
is.
second chance for him.
It is.
And it's up to him.
I just remembered this. 2 years ago, Glenn Caccini sat on this show. I think we were in studio at CBS doing it.
He did. I know what you're talking about.
And said, that was like he was a sophomore. He said, Landon
probably one of the
Victorian
best.
is the best pitcher we've had and will ever have. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What did you just say?
He did say it. He did say it.
Caccini
Rick.
sat there and said Landon Victorian. That was when he
said
was a sophomore, maybe a freshman. I don't remember now. That just floored me. So anyway, kudos to Landon Victorian. Good luck.
Happy for the
young
kid,
guy,
man.
great arm, great talent,
He'll
getting a
do
second
good.
chance.
He will do good.
And he ain't going to no mid-major. It's Oklahoma.
He will do good.
You know. All right, let's get on the Saints.
That's what we're saying.
SEC preseason opener Saturday night in Arizona. We'll see. We'll see some things. Derek Carr will probably this, probably that. Look, guys, the offensive line is a train wreck. I told you earlier in the week I'm going to shock you. I looked at it. This is the first year in like 15 years. They're not going to win the division. They're not going to have a winning season. I am totally pessimistic about this team.
Say that, right?
And it's the offensive line.
And I've been saying that for how many years?
I'm sorry. I look back.
I've been saying it for how many years?
Going back to Sean Payton and whatever. Look, Ramczyk, the knee out. The guards are very suspect. I love Eric McCoy at center. And you got a rookie at left tackle and Trevor Penning is still a working. Guys, this is a train wreck.
Oh, well.
I'm sorry. I hope I'm wrong.
So let me throw this out there.
I know you're
going to
not.
waste my breath.
Who is the Saints' next coach going to be?
They should have already done that, Scooter.
Well,
okay, they are yearly success, Scooter.
I would have.
They should have already done that.
I wrote a preseason in Lanyard magazine. At the end of it, I said something like,
I told you that.
Mickey Loomis, he needs to start getting in the race for Ben Johnson from the Detroit Lions. He needs to get into the sweepstakes for the OC with the Detroit Lions. Ben Johnson's going to be the guy. He's going to be the guy. I don't know. I'm just so you got Allen going out.
Yeah. I hope I'm wrong.
I hope I'm wrong.
But I'm kind of like you. What about this team gets you excited?
Nothing, Scooter, nothing.
I mean, there's some talent.
Rick,
but
I told you this, and you
it's
won't.
the NFL.
The secondary should be good.
It's the NFL. There should be some talent.
Guys won't play for coaches that they don't like or doesn't feel that they have a vibe with. Dennis is not a head coach. I keep saying this for years, y'all. You know what the Saints need? You know what the Saints need? Help me out, Rick.
What is the Detroit Johnson from the Detroit
What's the Detroit Lions coach?
Dan Campbell.
That's what they need.
They're not going to get Dan Campbell,
they won't
they can get his OC.
But that's what they need, Rick.
Well,
those players love this dude in Detroit. They love him.
I don't know, but he has the worst body language on the sidelines of any coach in the history
Y'all,
of the league.
I've been saying it for years. Y'all won't listen to me.
I'm trying to listen to you. I just said I'm the most pessimistic I've ever been about the New Orleans Saints. Holy smoke. Let's go to break. They're calling us for timeout. We'll be back with round 4. Sound off. Stay there.
There's nothing chill about a hot, sweaty line. Unless you add Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
J&J Exterminating is here for you with our water damage sanitation treatments and wood protective borate treatments. There is no charge for home evaluations. Contact your local J&J Exterminating professional.
Now's the perfect time to enjoy your amazing backyard. Unless you have a mosquito problem, contact the experts at J&J Exterminating and take advantage of $50 off initial service. Make this summer the best ever with J&J Exterminating.
J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
Hey, mister, did you fix what flooded my house?
Sure did.
Busted water heater?
Nailed it.
What's next?
Wrapping up the water cleanup.
You do that too?
We do both.
Fair enough.
Call Roto-Rooter for plumbing and water cleanup. Yeah, we do both.
Locally owned Roto-Rooter of Southwest Louisiana does it all. Plumbing, drain cleaning, and water cleanup. Sound off round 4. All right. Tua gets $53 million. You love this subject. Money.
Oh,
Tua gets 53. Sit down. All right, we can do it without Hobbs. Trevor Lawrence.
He going to get something.
Trevor Lawrence gets like $58 million.
Yeah.
Media chatter has Dak Prescott gonna set a new quarterback salary with $60 to $63 million.
I would never give that money. I could.
Great leader, great guy.
I would not.
I'm
I would
numb
not
to
give
it.
that.
You might as well be
But
playing
it's just
Monopoly.
like up.
But let me
up
tell
in
you.
the ladder.
Let me tell you what happens. Jordan Jefferson's got everybody pissed off. Okay, can I just say that? He's got everybody pissed off.
You mean Justin?
Justin, I'm sorry, Justin.
Yeah.
He's got everybody pissed off.
And
because of what he did.
Jamar Chase will probably exceed him.
That's my point, Rick.
It's just more. Oh, look.
That's my point, Rick.
Jerry Jones could very well give Dak 63 to 66. I just don't know why.
I thought I caught Jerry Jones the other day kind of tapping the brakes on that.
He was, Scooter. He was tapping the brakes, but I think that was all a setup, Scooter. But he was tapping the brakes.
We could spend an hour talking about this Olympics because the USA has just been outstanding.
Been running away with it.
Mondo Duplantis.
Yeah.
Born in Lafayette, went to LSU for a short time. You said his dad pole vaulted at LSU. I didn't know that.
His dad is his coach.
His dad's his coach.
Okay.
Yeah, his dad's his coach.
He's
vaulting. He was his coach growing up. I don't know if
he's vaulting for Sweden.
Yeah.
He sets a new Olympic and world record. Guys, he pole vaulted 2 stories.
Yeah.
20 feet in the air. Think about that.
2 stories.
Yeah.
Well, what's a story? 10 feet.
Okay.
Well, I mean, technically speaking, it's
Yeah,
a
Rick,
3
you're right.
story
Rick,
was
you're
about
right,
8
you're right.
feet.
Ceiling
I
is
think
8.
it's 10.
Ceiling is 8. Story is 10. Rick's correct.
Unbelievable, guys.
He is. Look.
Another goal for Mondo Duplantis. Born in Lafayette right there. I think it's
Born
cool.
and raised in Lafayette.
I think it's cool.
Spent a year at LSU, turned pro, jumping for Sweden.
Yeah.
His mother has Swedish citizenship, so he has Swedish citizenship.
Yeah.
I mean, he's full-blooded American.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, he grew up. I don't know if he's ever lived in Sweden. But
I think he does now. Well, like you said.
Well, he
makes
lives
all his
in
money.
Europe. He lives in
makes
Europe.
all his money in
Yeah.
Europe with the track. I think
I
it's
don't
a
have a
cool
problem with it.
And we're coming out of this thing with Simone Biles could be the greatest gymnast in U.S. history. Ledecky, the greatest female swimmer ever.
Yeah.
It's just one after another. And before we go, Scotty Scheffler winning the gold,
Yeah.
crying on the podium. I'm just saying.
I mean, that was a nice gesture.
Yeah.
Just because it's a sport, really doesn't
I know,
belong
but
in
a
the
great
Olympics.
year for Scotty.
I'm with you, Scooter.
We're out of time. We got to kick
Always.
it. We'll see you next time, folks.